Oh, it was a hospital. Yeah.
Sorry?
The week in bed. Sandra said the show must go on, and she was back here Wednesday, and here we are. Thanks very much. limited seating accommodation up here. My name is George Willett. I'm the 12th principal of King George School. Very proud and happy to be so. I have some good news for you, and I have some bad news for you. The good news is that everyone here on stage isn't going to speak to you this afternoon. We have a bunch of politicians, a bunch of principals. We'll be here for another 75 years. The bad news is that this really isn't bad news. It's just rather strange. As we went through the various graduates of King George School, we didn't find one engineer, one scientist, one nuclear physicist, one politician, but we certainly heard from a lot of great folks. Thank you for all your phone calls and letters and all your support. The first person I'd like to introduce today on the stage is the only person outside of the city who responded in a personal way to our invitation. I'm referring to Dr. Lily Monroe, the MPP for Hamilton East, and Dr. Monroe has a very special letter she would like to read to you.
Thank you very much. You can see I'm very short but very tall on what I want to say to you. I'd like to welcome all of you back to your very own school, because I'd like to tell you that you have contributed so much over the years, and thank you for sharing it all with me. I'd like to bring to you greetings.
A lot of people out there looking up at the stage, this back row on my far left, and they're saying, he can't still look that young. That can't be. So maybe just to clarify things, I've introduced a few of these people. There are still, aside from myself, 6 former principals of King George School who are alive. I thought we'd have 4 of them here. Will Ford, maybe he's stuck trying to find a parking space out there. 2 gentlemen, Gordon Bradbury, at least wrote us a letter. He's vacationing in Florida, so he cannot be here. Wally Deal wrote us a letter. He is very ill. He wanted to be here, but he just didn't think he could handle it. But both of them said they wanted to say hello to their old friends, their students, their former staffs, and wished us a very good day. Now, I would like to introduce the 3 gentlemen. Bill Sled. Bill was the principal here from 1958 to 1963 when King George was vocational school. Bill has been here 2 or 3 times in the last couple of months helping us out with this reunion. He's just been a super, super help. Bill? In 1963, King George reverted back to an elementary school, and the principal was Jim Dowell. Jim Dowell was here 5 years. He's presently the principal of Ballard School, and Jim is retiring in June. Jim Dowell.
Well, thank you, Mr. Willett, Honorable Lily Monroe, Dr. Lily Monroe, Alderman Brian Hinckley, Madam Chairman of the Board of Education, Mrs. Van Horn, former principals, members of the staff of King George, former members of the staff, present and past students, all friends of King George School. It's really a thrill to be here today to bring greetings from the city of Hamilton, along with Alderman Brian Hinckley. Neither of us can claim to have gone to this school. Brian went to Tweedsbury School, which is a few blocks to the west of this school. But I went to Prince of Wales School.
Back on the stage, I'm sure you think of those as extra chairs. However, anyone that knows anything at all about King George School knows that those aren't extra chairs. Those are the chairs for the 2 ghost representatives. King George has been haunted for years, as we all know, and I, for one, can certainly attest to that. I was here one night, doing a little bit of extra work. I went downstairs to the basement for whatever reason. I came back up, I came through the first floor door, and a voice said, "George." Now, I've seen teachers leave this place pretty quickly on Friday night at 4 o'clock, but nobody ever got the hell out of here faster than I did that night, I'll tell you. So there is no way I'm going to offend the ghosts. They're here, in spirit anyway. Here with us this afternoon, representing Ward 3 and King George School, is one of our new trustees, Jim Ruddle. Jim? And we are very happy and very grateful to the chairman of the Board of Education could find time. In fact, we sent our special invitations out. It went out one day, and Ruth Van Horn called me the next day and said, I'll be there. Thank you, Ruth. You say a few words, please.
I too am short. Mr. Willett and Mr. Mayor, present and former staff and students, honored platform guests, and ladies and gentlemen, it really is a distinct pleasure for me to have this opportunity to bring greetings to the 75th anniversary of King George Elementary School, and I do that on behalf of all the trustees of the Hamilton Board.
I'm really looking forward to playing at the reunion today. The band, assisted by the choir, would like to sing and play a melody of oldie goldies that we are sure will set your fingers snapping and your toes tapping. We hope you enjoy our rendition of Side by Side, Ain't You Sweet, by you two.
attended King George. I'm almost hesitant to say the school I attended because when that was mentioned before, people booed. But my schools never had anniversaries because as I left each
Honored platform guests and anniversary visitors and guests and fellow staff members and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm just so thankful that I didn't have to come right after the ukulele band. What a hard act to follow. You're just great. I really just have about one big thing to say today, and that's wow. Because I cannot believe that we have the sunshine and the weather that we do today. Whoever would have thought on Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Thursday morning that the sun would come through, and it has, and it's just delightful to have such a lovely day. I really deep in my heart too am firmly convinced that this gracious old school knew that something special was happening this spring, because in 20 years of teaching and driving past this school, I have never seen that lawn greener, and I've never seen the evergreens more robust, and I have to tell you, this old school just sparkles inside and out today. It's just grand. I cannot stand here without doing some, or giving some thanks to some special people myself. Perhaps you'll hold your applause till the end. I do want to name and thank the reunion committee who were just superb. What a hard-working team effort and good group to work with. That's Al Marshall, Sybil Trepanier, Joan Allen, Barb Williams, and Mr. Willett. Thank you so much. I also want to thank two ladies who are running around, plugging in coffee urns and boiling water, making teas, cutting brownies, and getting the fuses fixed as fast as they blow today so that they can serve you the fabulous refreshments that Parkview School provided us with. And that's Eleanor Duncan and Marion Foster. I want to thank the crew that supervised the decorating of the school. They've just done a phenomenal job. Everybody on the staff has done that, but there was a special crew that worked yesterday putting the finishing touches on. That's Lynn Stokes, Sylvia Bond, Claire Lenz, and Carol Hardman. And then I cannot omit this absolute whirling dervish that we've had in the midst of our school for the last 6 months. If he hasn't been repainting a floor, he's been fixing a crack in the plaster, or putting backings on the old pictures, or buffing something, or polishing the brass. And this must indeed be his very finest hour, and that's Charlie Brown, our caretaker at the back. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me thank these people. Now, you know the byword for the day is don't be shy. We want you to have name tags on, and if you think somebody looks familiar and you're not quite sure, don't hesitate to go over and introduce yourselves and renew old acquaintances. We don't want you to be shy right now with what we're going to do either, because there are no speeches to be made, no prizes to be won, no trips to Hawaii. We just would like to acknowledge some of you who are here in the auditorium today. We're limited by time, so we can't do every group, and we can't do all the age levels and so on. But I would like to know some of the real old-timers that are here today. And I think that I'd like to start in the 1930s. So if you attended in the they're crossing me. 1940s? No, we're going back. We're going to work back. If you attended here in the 1940s, will you stand and let us see? I guess it was only really in 1 year. That's why I started with the 30s. If you attended King George School anytime in the 1930s, will you stand and just let us see who you are now? All right, working our way backwards now. If you attended King George School at any time during the 1920s, would you stand and be acknowledged? If you attended King George School anytime between 1911 or 1912, really when the first class started, Okay. All right. Have we any staff from the vocational era present? We have Mr. Sled here. Any staff from the vocational school? One gentleman, two people left. If you attended between 1948 to 1962, or 63, during the vocational school, would you please stand and be acknowledged? Attended. Okay. Now, there was a military era to consider. We'll take anything from the military era. Flat your back, either end of the scalpel, nursing staff, whatever. Anybody from the military era when it was a hospital, please stand. Now we get down to the nitty-gritty. Who came the farthest today? Is there anybody who thinks that they drove 35 miles today to get here? Stand and be acknowledged, please. I actually worked this the wrong way. I should have worked it the other way. Anybody who figures they've driven 50 miles or more to be with us today, stand. Please stand. Anybody driven 75 or more to come here today? Versus 500 miles. That's marvelous. We congratulate you for coming and being with us. How do you feel about your age? Okay? If we have people here in their 60s, would you stand and be acknowledged? Do we have any people here in their 70s? 70-year-olds. Is there anybody here in their 80s? Into their 80s? Will we go for 90? Any 90-year-olds? No? All right, that's fine. Any caretaking staff? Charlie Brown, have you got any confreres here? No. All right. Well, I guess that concludes the special salutations, and I do want now to call on a lady who's got really to be quite a good friend because she's been over to the school before. We did hear about Mrs. Woods. Mrs. Woods is almost 80 in a few days. And Mrs. Woods, we heard about her from one of the students in the school because she still resides in the area. So we made some videotapes of former staff and so on. And Mrs. Woods walked over the last week in February in the ice and refused a ride home. We did go and pick her up today because we wanted to make sure that she was here today. But Mrs. Woods is going to just step to the front now and help me cut this anniversary cake. Before I do this, I have to say, do any of you have any idea how much anniversary cakes cost? I could not believe it.
It's just beautiful. I hope it doesn't crack in the middle. I'm going to try to tip it so that you can get a wee bit of a look at it. Isn't that marvelous? side of the rose? Well, take over there. All right. Oh, what a cake cutter this lady is.
Can you guess? And you know, I remember that day in the park, that day in the park.
That's a great idea to keep
Around here, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, when you sit up, there's quite a few.
Oh, yeah. My neighbor said it was here in 1990.
That's the way you have to.
And even just down here.
Where the stadium is, runs around the stadium.
All right, so it's gotta be that way. The stadium's over there.
This is straight over here.
Not very.
Or is that Gage?
That's Gage.
Okay, this is out here. Yeah. Quite a difference. I guess you're thankful it's over, but at the same time.
Yeah. Right now it's glad. Glad it's over. I just feel like.
That's where I had the camera.
I still can't remember when I got that school to place.
After they finally decided
What was
that
it
they would
supposed
let
to be
them
taller?
go.
Oh, yeah. There's no If he'd only knew where that school was, it wouldn't be Marty.
And it sure has lots of it.
Yeah.
Well, there must be a room. Okay, upstairs there'll be a room. You should, yeah.
Mind your way. so everybody says, well, they didn't have any money, so take pictures of it.
So I've got 17. 17 now.
This is this way rather than that
Tie these things up good? Right. The horse?